Hello everyone. I'm out on a Sunday morning to review a rather special car. It's none other than the MG Hector. This is a Chinese car under an English badge.
The front fascia surely looks futuristic with the bold grille and sharp and edgy DRLs and the headlights placed below it in the lower section. Definitely there's a lot going under there. Unlike the front end, the side profile looks rather clean with the dented in side haunches and dual tone 17-inch alloys. To be honest, MG have surely played safe with their rear end with the cool tail lamps integrated with a reflector strip that sweeps across the boot.
Before we move on to the interior,
please do subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you're alerted whenever we make a new upload.
the interior of the cabin looks quite plush with soft touch material spread out decently. You get this leatherette on the dash with white stitching. What you also get are these brushed aluminum inserts on the AC vents. You get a leather wrap steering wheel with poured leather and a flat bottom. It's really comfortable to hold. The overall quality of the cabin is really good with good quality plastics and soft touch materials all over. Heard that? You do get the solid thud on this car when you close the door, which means the car is really well built. A big shout out and thumbs up to Wexford for sponsoring this video. If you would like to view their merchandise, click the link in the description box. It's a rather cool t-shirt from Wexford which says Undisputed, which the MG Hector is in terms of tech. The MG Hector is the undisputed king of tech. It's the real techSAV. What's the main standout is this 10.4-inch touchscreen.
The massive central infotainment display dominates the dash. It gets features like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. What you also get is a sat-nav, which is pretty easy to use. You also get a pre-installed Ghana app with premium subscription. Overall, the system is quite decent. You do get this lovely sounding Infinity sound system by Harman.
This car does also have a voice assistant. You can activate the voice command by saying, "Hello MG.
I'm listening.
Set temperature 20.
Temperature is set to 20 degrees Celsius.
You can also open sunroof by saying, "Hello MG.
Yes.
Open sunroof." How cool is that? Woo! In terms of other equipments and gizmos though, you get an electronic parking brake, an auto hold function and these rather cool ambient lights. What you also get is the TFT display tucked in between the analog dials through which you can view tire pressure monitor system, sat-nav, among others. You get this 360-degree cameras with assistive guidelines. So as in when you turn the steering wheel, the guidelines change for your ease and convenience. You do get certain best-in-class features like electrically operated front seats. You get an eSIM in the infotainment system, so you can do all internet-related stuff in the system. You get cruise control. You also get a powered tailgate, but what you miss out on is a wireless charging pad. You also do have a mobile phone app through which you can turn on the car, turn off the car, open sunroof, and you can turn on the AC and a lot of other features as far as the car has active internet connection and your mobile phone also has an active internet connection. The main talking point about the car is the amount of space on offer in the rear seats.
I'm 6 feet
And I have lots of legroom and headroom. You're not at all claustrophobic over here. And even 3 people over here will be comfortable because there's no hump over here. And the main thing is that you can recline the seats forward and backward. So it's really comfortable.
The MG Hector gets a very massive and useful 587-liter boot. It also gets some underfloor storage to put your goodies. In the safety front, the car scores really high. It has 6 airbags, ABS, EBD, traction control and others. Now, let's just hit the road and find out how the MG Hector drives.
As you step into the cabin, you find out that you sit quite high and in a very comfortable position. The steering feels light and very responsive and is easily maneuverable around town. The car really feels good at slow speeds. With its soft suspension setup, it's really smooth over bumps and potholes. The only trade-off to this soft suspension setup is that it has high amount of body roll over high speeds and during turns. It's not much planted to the road in highways. It does float a lot. The car does get 3 engine options. A 1.5 turbo petrol mated to a 6-speed DCT. Another one is the same 1.5 turbo petrol with a mild hybrid system paired to a 6-speed manual and a 2-liter turbo diesel engine. The one which I am driving now is the 1.5 turbo petrol. The engine as such is quite refined. I won't say it's the best, but it's quite refined. It does struggle initially, but as you build up revs, the engine enters the turbo zone and then you get that solid whack and the kick.
The 1.5 turbo petrol produces 141 bhp and 250 Nm of torque, and the 2-liter turbo diesel produces 169 bhp and whopping 350 Nm of torque.
The 6-speed DCT unit is quite sluggish, I would say. It's not as precise as you want it to be. It doesn't upshift or downshift when you want it to. But if you have to improve the responses, just put it into sport mode. Then the car behaves marginally different. I won't say there's a drastic difference, it just improves marginally. If you're a person who drives lots of kilometers, I would recommend the 2-liter turbo diesel. That gives a decent economy of around 17 kilometers per liter. But with the petrols, you get around 10 to 13 kilometers per liter. If you want slightly more economy with the petrol, go for the hybrid option, but that comes only with a manual gearbox.
MG have priced the car very competitively. It starts at 12.84 lakhs and goes all the way up to 18.09 lakhs ex-showroom.
So, what are my final impressions about the car? It's a really great car, quite refined. It's for people who love to be chauffeur driven rather than to drive it by themselves. It does have all the bells and whistles. It does have the tech gizmos and all tacky stuff. So, only thing, we're not quite sure about the reliability and the service network. If you're looking for a car which has decent amount of wow factor and road presence, you must check out the MG Hector. Thank you.